Welcome back to Venting with Us. Happy Saturday, everybody. What a great week. It was, of course, Thanksgiving week. And I hope that everybody had a great gobble gobble day, a great Thanksgiving, and kudos to all the everybody that cooked and was in the kitchen for hours. Thanksgiving is great. Um, you know, for me, it's always figuring out who's coming over to, do the Thanksgiving. Um, Everybody, it seems like everybody was sick this year. There was a lot of people that were just crazy sick. I was like, even like my coworkers were like sick. It was just a little crazy. Um, but I am that person that every single year I don't cook the same thing. I don't. And I know that most people are like, "What do you mean? Um, you gotta cook the same thing. Don't try new recipes." Blah 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 blah. Blah. No, I am one of those that tries new recipes, and yes, they do fail. They do fail all the time. Not all the time, but generally. Like, and I will give you a good example. So for Thanksgiving, it's a toss up. If I do turkey for Thanksgiving, which is what I did, I'll do ham for Christmas. If I do ham for Thanksgiving, then I'll do turkey for Christmas. So I kind of like to flip flop with it a little bit. So and you guys know that I found my turkey, so I did my turkey this year. And I did my turkey. I did mashed potatoes. I did mashed potatoes completely different this year. I have to say, and this is why I love Martha Stewart. She is like the best. But I saw this video on Martha Stewart on her mother's secret ingredient to mashed potatoes. And I was like, okay, what is the secret? Because she makes a bomb ass mac and cheese, but Martha Stewart uses like 20 million different cheeses, and it's a lot of cheese. Even I have to say, and I love cheese. I'm a cheese girl, but it's a lot of cheese, and cheese is not cheap. It's very expensive. I did not make a macaroni and cheese though this year. I was not doing that. Which I should have now thinking about it. But we're gonna get into that mac and cheese kind of thing. I have a story for you guys. Um, but her secret ingredient that her mother used was cream cheese. Now, I've heard of this. I've never tried it. I usually do my heavy cream, my milk, and my butter, and then I put a little bit of garlic in it, a little bit of salt, pepper, and that's usually how I make my mashed potatoes. This year, I decided to try the cream cheese because I said, "Hey, what the hell?" And I was actually mad at myself because I had went to the supermarket, right, and I had bought the cream cheese, and I thought that I bought way too much cream cheese because I completely forgot I had a cream cheese here in my house. And when I got home and I saw the other cream cheese, I said, "Damn, now I have too much cream cheese." But it actually ended up working out because two separate recipes I had to use cream cheese. So now I'm down to the one. So I'm so glad that that all worked out. See, God is good. But I did try the cream cheese, and I have to say, I don't think I could ever make mashed potatoes without cream cheese again. It was so good. And I have like a little bit of mashed potatoes left. And I feel like going to the supermarket and going to get more like potatoes just to make more mashed potatoes. But I can't have that much mashed potatoes. So that's gonna really like take me out. I didn't have too many leftovers, which was a surprise. My potato salad, I did make the potato salad, macaroni salad, where I got it at the Lombardi's. And I have to say, I was really disappointed. Lombardi's? The macaroni salad was phenomenal, but the potato salad, I'm gonna have to figure out how to like get that mustardy taste down because it was just not good. It was not good. So I have a whole thing of potato salad in there that I have to like figure out how to like recreate and make it good. I know I'll figure something out. Um I didn't make my gravy. And that I love my gravy with my mashed potatoes, and I don't even know what happened. Let me see, what else did I make? I made garlic bread, and let me just tell you, the garlic bread did not come out good. Um, but that was expected. I knew that that was going to be a hit or miss because I had bought this box of bread a while back, and I was like, you know what? I'll make that for Thanksgiving. It wasn't good at all. It's sitting like I have it sitting in my kitchen. So that's gonna definitely get dumped out. Let me see what else. My turkey came out phenomenal as usual, and I don't have that much left over on the turkey. I got a good perfect size for my turkey. It was perfect, perfect. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. So I didn't get to buy my pumpkin pie this year. I was a little bummed out because by the time I got to the supermarket, all of the pumpkin pies were gone. And the one pumpkin pie that was there was a different brand. And I was like, I don't know if I want to spend $4 to take a risk on a brand that I don't know. And then I don't like it. And then I end up throwing it out. So I did not go that way. But there's still time. I can always have pumpkin pie. It's, for Christmas or whatever. So I will get my pumpkin pie before the year is up. So um I hope everybody did have a good gobble gobble. I did not eat as much as I thought I was going to eat. A lot of people that I have spoken to, they're like, "Yeah, I didn't eat that much," which I guess some of us could be grateful because then we don't blow up like balloons and whatnot, you know. But I do have to say, I've been on a sweater kick like lately. Like, I think I just want comfy as much as possible. So I've been just buying all of these like crazy designer sweaters out there. So I gotta stay out of H&M. I really do. H&M and a couple of other stores that I've gotten addicted to. Which H&M didn't they don't have as many cute sweaters anymore. I think I feel like ever since Forever 21 has came out of the mall, their quality has just kind of gone down. It's like hit or miss. So I think I'll be good. I'll be able to survive. So what everybody gets excited about after Thanksgiving, which we're going to deep dive into, is Black Friday madness. Now, I saw a couple of videos and I was actually as shocked as everybody else. Um, Black Friday is not as amped up as it used to be. I feel like ever since they started like so early with the holidays and giving out so many different promotions and sales and whatnot, you know, Black Friday is just kind of turned into another regular day. But let me tell you what had happened. So there was two big stories that happened yesterday. I'm losing track of days. Yesterday, like right now, TikTok and the internet are going wild because it was such a disappointment. Now, I'm going to start off with Target. Okay. First of all, I don't feel bad for people that are complaining about Target right now because we're still in a ban. You guys are still not supposed to be shopping there. Now, to each his own. If you want to shop there, whatever. But I don't want to hear the tears. It's just kind of like Walmart. Like for me, I get like my shampoo and all my other stuff, from Walmart. I find it much cheaper. Like even to do my detergent, I buy my detergent over there. But I know how fucked up Walmart is, and how they treat their employees. That is a store that I just cannot ban. But I will say, if the whole thing with them up, like not showing the tags on their clothes, which I don't really shop clothes over there. Like I said, I buy more of my knickknack stuff. But that is kind of messed up for people that do have a budget and they do buy, their like maybe a couple of sweaters or shirts or pants and I know a lot of people that are in the nursing field, they do buy their uniforms at Walmart, but they don't put the tags on. So that when you get up to the register, that's when you're finding out the price. So again, you can't really complain about it because that's another store that we're supposed to be banning, but it is what it is. Shops you drop, whatever. But Target for Black Friday was doing swag bags. Now, the swag bags were silver with the Target logo. People were standing online at like 4 o'clock in the morning to get these swag bags. Okay. Now, I have to say, I saw the bags and the bags are pretty big. And I'm one of those that since I don't like paying the 5 cents for the bags. So anytime I can get a big bag like that, especially when I'm doing grocery shopping, I'm all for it. But you're not going to catch me at Target at 4 o'clock in the morning trying to get a swag bag. I'm sorry. So let me just tell you, people were so pissed about these swag bags because not only did you get a bag this big, right? I swear the bag is huge. It's not like a small little bag. It's a pretty decent sized bag. But what you got in the bag was a deck of Uno cards. You got a small little box of Nerds candy, one Elf lip gloss, a Gems shampoo hydrant thing for your hair, a drink mix variety box pack. And that was it. Yeah, that was it. You got all of that. And I mean, like they're little, they're not like big. With this huge ass bags, you guys, Target, you guys did them dirty. You did them dirty. Everybody waited for hours thinking that these swag bags were going to be like the best in the whole entire world. And it definitely was not. It definitely was not. So that was drama at Target. Then you had Five and Below with the drama. So there are these little stuffed animals that you can get if you go into Five and Below, and they give you a bag, and you have to be able to fit 10 of these small little plush animal teddy bears into this one bag, which you can get them into it. But for whatever reason, when people were trying to get them into the bag and bringing up to the register was not ringing up the right prices. A lot of people had attitudes, which a lot of people do on Black Friday, because honestly, who the hell wants to work the day after Thanksgiving? Nobody wants to work the next day. I think it's the one thing that in life I used to dread when I used to work in retail. I used to hate, and I used to work over at the Riverhead outlets in out here in New York and Long Island. And I remember I had to do midnight madness. So I would literally be cooking the whole entire day. And then I would literally have to be in bed by around like 6 o'clock so that I can get enough sleep, right? So I can nap it out, be up by 10 o'clock, and then I would have to work from 12 o'clock all the way until like 6 o'clock in the afternoon the next day. It was the craziest time. I used to hate it. I'm so happy I don't have to do anything like that anymore. God is good. Oh my God. I worked my ass off not to do that. I encourage people not to be in retail anymore. But yeah, you had a whole bunch of people that, were just cranky and they were not hearing people that day. So that's what was happening up in Five and Below. Then we had Walmart. Now, again, I love Walmart. I do love my Walmart. I like to advocate for Walmart, even though again I should not, because They are bad to their employees. They really need to start, I think, overall with retail, though, the way I'm looking at it is that they just need to start paying their people more money. And you don't realize how hard retail is until you're actually working in retail, and that's the misconception. um but like in any job also, you don't really realize how hard the job is until you're actually working in that person's position. So but Walmart was doing a mac and cheese free giveaway. Okay. And it wasn't even free. It was a 65-inch mac and cheese that you can get for $20. Now, the catch was you had to order it online, okay? And I mean, it came with 67 individual mac and cheese boxes inside this one whole package for $20. You had to order it online, and then when you got to Walmart, then you would show them your receipt, that you had ordered it, right? And then you would be able to get the 67-inch mac and cheese. So there, everybody did this, and as soon as people were starting to get to Walmart, their orders were being canceled. So far, I have not seen or heard one person yet have received this mac and cheese. And a lot of people wanted to get the mac and cheese so that way they can donate and send it out to food pantries to help families, which I thought was very amazing. I would have loved something like that. I do love my mac and cheese, but I don't know if I can have like 67 boxes of mac and cheese. That's a lot of mac and cheese. I would be in the bathroom for days, but you never know. I could probably do it. But yeah, so every time people were ordering it and they would get to the Walmart, none of the Walmarts were it was canceling out their orders. And then what they would do is when they would go back in and they would sign in and reorder it, it would say that it was sold out. So a lot of people were pissed that they did not get their mac and cheese. So I'm telling you, Black Friday is not as it was. Like, I remember it being like a whole, you had to be at a certain place at a certain time and to get sales. I will tell you this, guys, though, if you guys are looking for good bargains right now, Uggs is doing a huge sale. They've lowered their Uggs down. So if you go to DSW, you can get shoes 30 to 50% off. They're doing their family friends discount. Um Macy's is doing a big, huge sale. So if you want to get not real Uggs, I know that might be a crime. It's okay. But there are some really cute Uggs. Like, I have a cute pair of Uggs that I purchased at Macy's, and I bought them for $20, and they're so cute and they're so warm. I love them. But you can go to Macy's. They're having their huge discount, which I think this year Macy's is probably, I don't know, because I don't really shop too much at Macy's. I do like Macy's, but I don't shop too much. There's only ever a few things that I ever buy at Macy's, which this year I'm a little bit annoyed because I waited a really, really long time, and my friends, one of my good friends, he got me a Macy's gift card, and I knew exactly what I was going to do with it. I said, oh, I'm going to wait for Black Friday because I can get my perfume, which everybody knows, well, people that know me know that I am not like a brand label person, but my favorite label is Chanel. And I love my Chanel perfume. And ever since like these tariff stuff, the perfume has been really expensive. So I have not been able to buy my perfume. And you have one of those days where you just want to like, you know because sometimes you feel like, okay, I smell like food or whatever, I need a little spritzer. I have not been able to get my Chanel perfume, which is crazy to me. So I mean, I've gone to Ulta, it's been so expensive, but I said for Black Friday, that's what I'm gonna use my gift card on. I'm gonna buy a coat and I'm gonna buy my Chanel perfume. or I'm gonna buy my Michael Kors book bag, which I've been really, really, really like waiting for it to drop down on price. And I keep waiting and waiting and waiting, and I'm like, at this point, I'm gonna wait until after Christmas, because eventually these things are gonna go on sale and they're gonna be cheap, because I'm not going to use my whole entire discount, my gift card on one thing, like when I know I can get multiple things. I'm getting very annoyed. So Macy's, I am still waiting for you to lower your prices on the perfume. So, but if I find it at Ulta cheaper, I'm getting it at Ulta. But so that's where I kind of get finicky. But Macy's is having a good sale. And of course, if you take out their credit card, you get an additional 30% off, which makes, if you do get Uggs, which one day I'll eventually invest in getting Uggs. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. It's just that you can only, here's the thing. This is the way my brain thinks. You can only wear Uggs when it's not like snowing outside and when it's not raining outside, because Uggs are very expensive. So I usually buy my Tims around this time, because then I can wear them whenever. But no, I'm not gonna buy, almost $200 pair of shoes and then they get destroyed by one day. No, I refuse. I refuse. I tell you, I refuse. But on that note, yes, so Macy's doing their sale. JC Penney's is actually doing their sale. The only problem is that they're online. I know, guys, but you can definitely and then Marshalls also, they actually have, come a little closer, ladies, because I know you're gonna find this very exciting. They're selling the Tiffany bags on sale. So if you get to find one, definitely get it, because it's a vintage Tiffany's bag. I have been on the hunt for it because I want to spend $60 on a vintage. I think it's a mistake. So people need to stop posting about it. But it's the cutest Tiffany bag. But yeah. So ladies, if you find it at Marshall's, grab it now, girl. Okay. So we're gonna move on to our next story, which is when I heard about this story, I could not believe what I was listening to. So, if you guys don't know what happened last week, I'm telling you, everything always happens before Thanksgiving. The vice president of Campbell Soup went on a rant about the food quality. And I have to say, what bosses and employers don't understand is that employees are getting smarter. They are making sure that they record these conversations because they want people to know what's actually happening behind closed doors, which is something that I always encourage people. Yeah, now they're in a huge lawsuit, and um the vice president is now coming out and saying, he's like, I was recorded without my knowledge. That's okay, but at the same part of this, and where he is not understanding, is that you went on this rant, and I'm going to play the actual recording of it, so that way you guys can give your own opinion. But here we go. So that was just a part of the rant. And let me say, I love a Campbell soup, especially their chicken noodle soup. There's something about it that I just love, but I had no idea that it was 3D printed chicken, which is disgusting. But when you really think about it, everything that we put in our bodies is just bad. And at this point, I really don't care. I'm going to eat until I get up to heaven and eat happy and whatnot. Um, but here's the thing, and he said, I wouldn't even, even feed this to poor people, it's you can't say these things in a rant in a meeting. And that's where he was. He was in a meeting and, he was recorded. Now we know exactly what they put in Campbell's soup. And it's so funny because now Campbell's soup is on sale in all the supermarkets. They're giving them away like hotcakes. And I love a good soup, especially during the wintertime. Who doesn't? That's like comfort food for me. Um, but he definitely went wrong on this, and he should apologize. The vice president ended up losing his job, obviously, for this. But what do you guys think about this? Like, is this something that we should continue to do? A lot of people are saying, well, he shouldn't have been recorded. Um, but if he wasn't recorded, we wouldn't know what we know. I say yes, always record, because you have shady people all over the place, okay? And especially those girls that are bullies in the office, and they're telling the boss one thing, but they're actually doing another thing. That is the time where you really should be recording, because then you can bring it over to them and be like, look, this is what I'm talking about. How can you allow this behavior to happen? And I think if we start doing more of that, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be able to control their behavior. I actually worked with someone who was just constantly just disgusting and moody and couldn't get her shit together, and always made it a point to make everybody else's day miserable. And you know what they say? People that hurt other people, and misery loves company and all those things. But just because you're having a bad day doesn't mean for you to, bring that negativity energy into everybody else's space. Not everybody else is on the same page. And of course, if you're having a great time, a great moment in your life, and it's bright, they don't like that. They don't like the shiny light. I always encourage people. People are not going to like everything that you do. That is human nature. You're not going to like everybody, and I always have said this, even on social media, which is so funny because I had a gentleman, I had did a video, now a Barbie video, keep in mind, and I'm not swaying off the Campbell's thing. I'm going back to it. But I did a Barbie video, and this gentleman came out and he had made a comment, because I would never invite you to my house because I'm always cleaning my house and da 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 da. And I'm like, I wasn't trying to get an invite. First of all, nobody was trying to go to your house. And that's great that you're OCD. That's perfectly fine. But the fact that you went in to explain yourself in such details tells me you're not that clean. And I can see right through that bullshit. So, but you definitely want to make sure that, and I get what he's saying, the vice president of Campbell's, or the ex-president. But here's the thing: progressive soup, macaroni and cheese, all these things are bad for you. You're never going to have anything, healthy in your system, which is also why I'm so confused on why so many people want to take all the junk food away from the people that are receiving SNAP benefits. Like, okay, so you want to take the potato chips, but they're still going to be able to have access to stuff that's not good for them. So what do you want them to do? Like, everything that we eat, they say eat vegetables. It's good for you. But did you know it has so much sugar in it that you shouldn't really have it? So even when you eat healthy, you can't eat healthy enough. It's like, kind of just live your life. I'm not saying be obese and go overboard, but it is what it is at the end of the day. We're all going to get up to heaven some way, somehow, unless you were on the naughty list. All right, guys, we are going to wrap it up there. If you want to see more on the Campbell soup, you can go on TikTok, YouTube, or any of your news. It's all over the place right now. So, and if you're still looking for those discounts, definitely, um, I don't know if you want to go online and look at anything, like I said. But you guys have an amazing, amazing week. And next week, we are going to get into 50 Cent. You are so bad. So 50 Cent came out with a documentary on P. Diddy. So I've been waiting for this. I've been timing this correctly. So next week when we get back, I'm going to go into 50 Cent's documentary on Diddy, and he's exposing so much. We will see allegedly what is in the documentary on P. Diddy and what 50 Cent has, up his sleeves. 50 Cent be having some good juice. So I'm in for the tea for next week. All right, guys. I hope you stay blessed. I hope you stay safe. Enjoy your weekend. It's cold. We're supposed to have a snow front next week. Ugh, I hope not. Bye, guys.